mean, coming back to answer your question with regard to what I see from the Chancellor and the budget on the 17th, a nice steady tiller, because of what happened with the Liz Truss is that she and Kwasi Kwarteng was spending beyond their means. The money markets were worried that would they be able to pay it back. So therefore, and again, the indicator is that what we call the swap rates and the yields, which again, most people go, whoa, this is way over my head. No, basically what is this? Building societies set their mortgage rates on two factors: what interest rates are today and what they think they're going to be in, if you're having a 5-year fixed rate, 5 years' time. They know what today is. How do they know what 5 years is going to be? They look at something what's called the swap rates. Swap rates, so you have a swap rate for 5 years, you have a swap rate for 10 years. And that is what the market thinks interest rates are going to be. What happened was when they had the mini budget, our swap rate for a 5-year went from 3.5 up to knocking on the door of 5. That's why everyone pulled their mortgages. Now, really interestingly, a week after the mini budget, they'd returned back down to 4.1, 4.2. So they were going in the right direction. Now Rishi's come on board, and now they're down to 3.5.
But the shock happened.
It was the shock. And I think what you need to, if they'd just announced it and said, this is what we're going to do, I think the markets wouldn't have kicked off. So actually, I think it was the shock of the results, of the announcement. So slow and steady. Interest rates, well, they're organised by the Bank of England. They're going to go up, but I think we're probably going to go up to about 4.5, 5. I don't know. If I knew exactly, I wouldn't be stood here. The swap rates are coming down. Taxes are going to go up. Taxes are going to go up. The government are going to spend less. There's going to be less money in the economy, which means affordability. But what I find fascinating is if you look at the Office of National Statistics, they look at what the average basket of Britons, what they spend on. And if you compare it to, say, 10 or 20 years ago, there is some fat in there. Sorry, I know I'm a bit, but there is some fat in there. And I think what will happen is this. You've got the budget, you've got the monetary things with bills and food and things like that. And I'm talking about the average here. I'm not talking about the bottom 10% or the bottom quartile. There is fat in there. 15% of UK's budgets, household budgets, are on leisure. So people are going to have to not go to Nando's so much. And obviously, you're too classy to go to Nando's, mate.
I love Nando's.
I love Nando's. The hotter the better.
Extra hot.
Yeah, mate.
All day long.
Okay. So anyway, that's what's going to suffer. Pubs and leisure and going on holiday. People are going to spend more on their bills. They're going to spend more on their mortgages. And I just think we're just going to rough it out. We can't control the economy. We can't control the housing market. But what we can control of estate agents is the way we talk about it, put people's mind at rest that this is what's happening. Are you a seller? Are you a buyer? If your house has dropped in value or price reduced, the one you've got to buy has gone down, just be the fount of knowledge, the go-to agent, the thought leader of your town. Just say, this is the market, you can't control it, but this is where you're going to stand. Compare what you know. Everyone tends to move up market, don't they? So if your house has gone down by 100 grand, but the one you want to buy has gone down by 150, you're 50 grand up.
Yeah.
But we as estate agents, all we worry about is listings. Get the listings. Oh, they're not going to put the house on the market. Be a thought leader and you'll win.
And we need to ask better questions. I think agents need to stop talking at people and actually start asking better questions to understand why somebody would want to move in the first place. Sure. So what's the motivation for your move? Like, why do you want to move in the first place? Or I need more space. Well, ultimately, you're still going to need more space in the future, but what do you think the likelihood is of you paying less for that home or more, and interest rates being higher or lower at the time that you want to? Mm-hmm. Do you want to throw that money away on rent and pay your landlord's mortgage, or do you want to pay your own? Like, ultimately, questions and understanding their motivation and really being able to give them a bit of perspective, advise them accurately, and let them make their own decisions. But if you're not going to do that, you're just going to talk at people, it's going to be quite challenging.
Great. Well, on that note, I think let's end the discussion. I think there's been some really, really good practical advice. There's probably estate agents who are listening to this who perhaps business owners fairly recently and haven't gone through this kind of market. So I think in summary, speak to agents that have been through it, do the good old fashioned things right, ask the right questions, and I think everyone will be fine, hopefully.
And also get data. I mean, other suppliers of data out there, but obviously we're here with 20EA, and I know we're not being paid to say this, but both of us are your biggest fans. We're fanboy and fangirl of you guys. Get the data and prove you know what you're talking about. And these guys are brilliant. But as I said, I'm not being paid to say that.
No, absolutely not. Or be here. But the data's fantastic. And the more you know, the more you can pass on to your clients and be the thought leader of your area, as Chris would say.
Brilliant. Well, Chris, Vicky, Stuart, thank you very much. It's been a great discussion. Thank you.
Thank you.